What's up? What's up, guys? Mm. All right, good morning, guys. Today is Wednesday, October 25th. And as usual, we'll be doing analysis for US 30, gold, and EU. So starting off with my bad, I'm having that morning tea is good. Anyway, wait. Why do I hear? Oh, give me 1 second. Okay, I think I was hearing some interference. But anyway, daily bias, US 30, bearish. Also mark 33,315 as a possible high volume sell area for US 30, 33,318. That should be the retest of the daily sell SAR. But other than that, so let's see, US 30 bearish, gold bullish, right? However, we got that warning 2 days ago where we had the sell momentum on the daily. So we have to be careful with the buys on gold. But manual trading, I'm still going to look for buys. With my bot, I turned off the bot until I get more confirmation. With EU, daily bias bullish. However, yesterday we did get a sell signal. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this sell momentum, and you can see that candle is huge. Shows us a lot of selling pressure with EU as of the close of day yesterday. US dollar bearish. However, you can see we are forming a daily buy SAR. So this means that gold might start shifting back down, because if the US dollar closes above this buy SAR here, we can expect probably EU and probably gold to retrace down. So after there, let's see if we go down to lower time frames. With some lower time frames, what do we have? Let's see. 4-hour time frame. So EU, we have a double SAR here. This was actually a test and rejection on the hourly time frame for EU. So there is a buy running for EU, but it would have already achieved a 1:1 risk to reward, because this one would have already been not really. So there's a buy on the hourly for EU right here. Let's see. Let's wait. I'll wait for EU to come back to where the entry would have been, but this is a test and rejection for EU. So I'm not in this one yet, so I'll just mark it up that monitoring, but this is a valid test and rejection buy. Let's go here. Just a second, test and rejection buy. So I'm not in this trade yet, but that's a possible buy. You can do like a buy stop, buy limit, but that is a valid buy on EU on the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. Let's see, what is this? 684, 584. So this is 684, 685. I would need this to be at least 585. So this is a double SAR on the 4-hour time frame. So this is a possible test and rejection, but this entry would validate. This entry would validate 3 hours from now. So at 1 p.m. we might have a test and rejection on the 4-hour time frame for EU. So I'll go back there. Gold, nothing on the hourly, nothing on the 4-hour as well. So this is a downtrend I was talking about in the group. So gold definitely has a downtrend, but I'm still biased for buys on gold. So nothing on the 4-hour, nothing on the 4-hour. This is 60. Nope. Nothing on the 1 hour. US 30, we have a double sell SAR forming down here for US 30. 151 minus, actually, no, this is too wide. It's more than 20 pips. 150 should be what, 130 at the very least. Nope, yeah, that's a bit too wide. So not a double SAR according to me. On the 4-hour time frame, nothing on gold, nothing on US 30 as well. So here, what we'll do is now come down to the 30-minute and 15 minutes. So starting off at the 30-minute time frame for US 30. What we have a double SAR right here, but the candles opened inside it. So I was hoping that would be a test and rejection. So nothing on that zone above there. This zone that's down here, I think this is a 15-minute zone. The zone that we are in currently is a 15-minute zone. Yes, it is. So that's a 15-minute zone. So the only 30-minute zone is up here. We have a 30-minute zone down here. So we go down to the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame, we have a triple sell SAR 205 all the way to 180. Actually, oh, these are two separate zones here. So we have a double SAR that's these two lines and then these two lines. So the top two lines and the bottom two lines. So what we can have here, if this candle closes, this would be a potential break and continuation setup that's lining up for two zones. So this is break and continuation sell. So it would either be for the top zone. So keep in mind, we have two 15-minute zones, this one and this one down here. So we'll see what or which one would line up. So here, US 30. So for the 15-minute time frame, we know we have to wait for another till 10 a.m. That's probably when this entry will validate. Also, keep in mind, this is the same area US 30 has been selling off for the last 2 days. Yesterday, here, also the sell that we caught, the sell I caught the previous day, I caught it here. The sell we caught yesterday, we caught it in the same zone. So this is a heavy selling zone for US 30. So we'll just wait for this trade in the next for gold. So gold, the 30-minute time frame, this was a double SAR right here, this small zone in here. So this was a break continuation. Of course, the candle would have closed so far up there. So this would have been the entry. So this is this zone right here, right? Break continuation. The entry would have been up here, but of course I wouldn't have taken it because the SARs are like 120% of my stop loss. But I want to see for somebody who took this trade, how far up in profit would they have been, so that I know whether to wait for a retracement or not. So here, what then I come in and do is the entry would have been 77. So I'll call it 78 plus 3 is 81. So somebody who took this trade on impulse on the closure of the candle wouldn't have been at a 1:1 yet. So for me, if gold comes back down to this zone, I would wait for the 1 minute time frame. But if gold touches 181, then I know the person who took the trade here would have been already at a break even. So that was one trade. This was another trade. Currently, we're doing a break and continuation on the 30-minute time frame. You can see we have a zone right here, this SAR right here, and this SAR right here at the bottom. So this candle broke, continued. So same thing. We have another break and continuation if this candle closes up here. But if it closes up here, same thing, I would wait for a retracement down here. So we know in the next 16 minutes to come back to gold on the 30-minute time frame, since we have some entries there for gold. If we go down to the 15-minute time frame, let's also see what's happening. So EU, all right. So EU, let me see what I want to do with EU right here. Let me open my MT4. So I want to see if I can do, let me see how far this previous low is. 100 pip, that's 10 pips. So let me see if I can do a 20 pip move. So I don't want to do it at 0.75. We're also coming next to 10 a.m. So let's see, maybe 15 pips. Okay, so I'm buying EU right now with a 15 pip stop, 30 pip TP. So let me adjust that in my trade manager with a 0.75% risk, and I'm in the position now. So 15 pip stop loss, and this is based off of the test and rejection. Visual order, this should be bring to front. So I'm in the trade. So that's the trade that I'm in. 15 pip stop loss, 30 pip TP. If it gets to a 1:1, I go ahead and set break even. Where were we? So gold. So gold has broken a bunch of zones right here. So there's this 15-minute zone right here. There was nothing there for that zone. There is this zone. So I think this is a 30-minute. This is the issue when you've got a lot of zones close to each other. So this zone up here, the top zone, this is a test and rejection, and break and continuation. So there was a break and continuation here for gold, but that trade is already like past a 1:1 for somebody who took it. I'd seen that trade before market open, but I don't take trades before New York open. So if we zoom out here, so it's this little zone that's right here. So if I delete this for now, you'll probably see it clearer. So this was a break continuation. So this was a nice entry. And the person who entered this trade, 1978, this is the point. Let's see. Actually, they're not at break even yet. So this might be an entry. So if this trade reaches here, that's the area somebody who took it on the candle closure would be at break even. So if gold comes back to this double SAR here for the break and continuation, also it's lining up for a test and rejection. So we have two trades that are currently running. The candle that just closed right now, that's a test and rejection entry. Because so same zone, right? Same zone gave us a break and continuation, and same zone has a test and rejection. However, let me delete the first one for now so that you can see the test and rejection. So test, rejection. So this entry is far up such that my stop loss, my entry relative to where the SARs are, this is like 80% of my TP. So what I'll do for somebody, if you have confluences to enter gold now, sure, that's a valid gold trade. The only red flag is the distance between your entry and the SARs you're trading. So what I'll do personally, I'll mark up these two zones right there and delete these two trades, because I know if gold gets to this zone, the person who entered the break and continuation is already at break even. If gold gets to this zone, I know the person who entered test and rejection would be at break even. So this is just my own way of marking up the areas where I'll stop waiting for a retracement. But like right now, I would love to see a retracement for gold. Give me 1 second. I wanted to bring back the other zone that I had deleted. So let me mark up those two zones again. So this was the break and continuation one. So 30 pips TP. So right there, yeah, so gold already reached there. So for the break and continuation entry, no need of waiting for a retracement. So I go ahead and delete that. So for the test and rejection, this is the one maybe we are going to see a retracement. So test and rejection, I go ahead and do my 30 pips markup right there. But at least EU is still, it's in profit slightly. So 30 pips is about there. So at this point, even for the test and rejection, that's it, right? Because the people who entered those two trades, they are already at break even right now. So right now it's a matter of just waiting for another setup. So here, what do we have here on the 15-minute time frame? Break, continuation. So this current candle has made a break and continuation of this other zone that's right here, this one that I'm hovering over. So if this candle closes above here, so I would want to take the trade somewhere here. So I'll do this. I would want this current continuation candle to close somewhere here. If it closes all the way here again, no, I'll just wait for the same retracement. So I'll go ahead and mark this up. This is a break and continuation, possible break and continuation for a buy. And then we move on to the next one. EU, we're already in an EU trade. Right now, we have, this is the 15 minutes, so let me go to the 30-minute. So 30-minute, nothing for the 30-minute on EU. For the 15-minute time frame, we have a double SAR zone right here. So let's see what the candles, so this is a possible test and rejection, but this is the test candle that's currently running. So nothing really would have to wait for another 15 minutes to even see whether the test candle is going to close above there. But anyway, we're already in an EU buy on the hourly time frame. This is the trade we're in. So no need to rush into anything. All right, so US 30, let's see what US 30 has given. Okay, so you can see how heavy US 30 is dropping, right? So this is what we've been waiting for. However, you can see how overextended this current move right now is. So right now, visual order, bring to front. So if this candle closes here, sure, it's a valid break and continuation, but you can see the SAR zones you're basing this trade off, they're all the way up here. Unless you can extend your stop loss all the way up there, just wait for a retracement. So for this one, what we will now do is start looking at what zones, what US 30 is showing us. So we need this current 15-minute candle to close. Also US 30, this candle, this huge candle has broken two sell SAR zones, this one and this one right here. So we can have another possible break continuation also of this zone. So let's assume this current 15-minute candle comes back and closes above here. That would be a break and continuation of this zone, right? So it would be a break and continuation of the zone above and the break and continuation of this zone. But which of those two zones would I take? So personally, if a trade setup validates two SAR zones, I would rather wait for retracement to the optimal zone, if it's a sell, I would rather wait for retracement to the top SAR zone. If it's a buy and a bullish candle has broken and continued or tested and rejected across two setups such that it gives you two entries, I would wait for price to retrace to the bottom one. So here, even if this current 15-minute candle closes next to this second SAR that was broken, I would wait for an entry for this zone right here, because you can see how overextended this candle is. Also, this is also a fair value gap for those of you who trade like ICT concepts, right? Because if you see like huge candles, you expect to see some fair value gaps being formed. So nothing really for US 30 for now, but let's see how this 15-minute candle will close. Let's see what's going on the 30-minute time frame. EU is in profit. So I know EU moves a bit slower compared to others right there. So US 30, this is another. So there's a bunch of setups that are lining up. So today might just be a matter of patience, because here, this is another double SAR zone for US 30 on the 30-minute time frame. So there's a bunch of setups that are lining up. So see, there was nothing on the top there. So the only 30-minute zones here is this one right here, and this one right here. And US 30 is dipping so heavily. So we just have to wait and see. Gold also has gold has spiked all the way up. Yeah. So I think this is just a matter of waiting for a retracement later. Also keep in mind, I think we have Powell who's speaking at 4:30 p.m. Later on today, Fed Chair Powell. So yeah. All right. Anyway, let me check on this also. So what I've been doing for the momentum indicator, this is what I've been doing. I split my screen into two. So one I do buys and the other one I do sells. And then I start looking for possible opportunities. So reviewing US 30 here using the momentum strategy, you can see on the buy side, we have a buy here, but this is invalid because there was no rejection off of an SAR. On the sell end for US 30, this is a valid sell if this daily if this daily candle closes, because you can see the previous candle rejected off of an SAR level. The previous candle rejected off of an SAR level, and this candle satisfies. So of course, on the daily, we don't check whether the candle is above or below an EMA. So if the daily candle closes with this sell momentum, this is nice for taking a sell on the daily. However, I would say, for example, if you're doing a daily, so let's assume here this daily, so the buy is invalid for US 30, but the sell is valid using the momentum strategy. So here, for example, if you're taking the sell on US 30, you can see with the momentum strategy on the daily, you'd need a wide stop loss, like 200 pips. So what I normally recommend, if we get this sell for US 30 on the daily time frame, what I would recommend, wait for a retracement such that you can take the sell. So you want to see the candle that gave you that sell signal or buy signal, the high or low of that candle. That's what you want to consider. Excuse me. That's what you want to consider. So here, for example, if tomorrow's candle is bullish, I would mark up this zone. If the current daily candle closes with this sell signal, I would mark up this zone, the high of that candle, 33,249. And if tomorrow's candle came anywhere close to 33,249, we would expect the same momentum that created that sell signal to step in. So 33,249 is a key area to watch out for tomorrow. But anyway, so that's the daily. So let's go down to the 4-hour. Wait, let's see. The 15-minute is yet to close for US 30 gold. Yeah, and EU is pumping. So at least we're in a buy on EU. So let's go back to this. So on the 4-hour time frame, what do we have on the buy side? No valid buy that I can tell. There's no rejection off of an SAR. Yeah, and also, so once you come down to the 4-hour and 1 hour, you want, if you're buying, price to be above the HMA. If you're selling, you want price to be below the HMA. So that's another thing to remember there. So here, all the candles are below the HMA on the 4-hour. On the sell side, Candles are below, but there's no rejection of an SAR on the 4-hour currently. So no trades on the 4-hour for US 30 based off of the momentum strategy. On the 1 hour, what do we have on the buy side for US 30? Let's see. This was a valid buy right here. For example, this buy right here or this buy right here. But this was yesterday at, wait, Wednesday 10. Give me once. Today is Wednesday, right? 1 hour. Wait, this, let me change the time because it should be showing. I like it showing my time. New York, New York. Here it is. Okay, that's better. So this one came 5 a.m. Okay, here's another thing. If you guys see trade setups around 5 a.m., I recommend you all not to take them because I've gotten faked out and manipulated around 5 a.m. So I don't normally take trades that line up 5 to 5:30, so 5 to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I noticed sometimes you do find some fake outs there. So for example, this buy right here, if you're trading the momentum strategy by itself, so this buy was invalid because it was the lowest candle of the move. This was a valid buy, wasn't the lowest candle of the move. Also, wait, if you apply the moving average filter, actually, if you apply the moving average filter, yeah. So if you apply the moving average filter, that would have disappeared. So actually, never mind. Because on the 4-hour, and so any time frame lower than the daily time frame, you want to apply the moving average filter. So no sell right here that I can tell. No sell on the 1-hour time frame, no buy on the 1-hour time frame. So now we move to gold. Gold right there. So we do the same thing, start off on the daily time frame. EU is also moving into profit, so EU, we are in profit for EU. So hopefully we get to that 1:1 pretty soon. And give me 1 second here. Go here and do. Just a second. I'm sorry, I have like a lot of systems that I normally run. Anyway, let's go back there. I think so. EU had some retracement. So that's that 10 a.m. news. And it looks like it's a lot of volatility that just stepped into the market. And also my charts are frozen. So that's annoying. Stop. Okay. Right, I'm done with that. So EU came back down to entry. So what you can see that momentum volume that stepped in. So let's go back to this analysis. So gold on the daily time frame using the momentum. Let's see what we are seeing here. So on the buy end, let's see, this buy would be a valid momentum buy because you can see the previous candles. This is not the lowest candle of the move. The previous candles have rejected off of an SAR level. Also on the daily, right, we don't care whether price is above or below the HMA because it's a daily candle and it takes a lot of volume to push up. So EU is retracing down. We have some sell volume stepping in during that 10 a.m. So what I would want to see, I would want to see this lows holding. If these lows do not hold, unfortunately, we might get stopped out. But I just want to see this lows that are down here holding. But this is a lot of volume sell momentum that stepped into the market. So gold on the daily, this would be a valid momentum buy. No valid sell. The sell from 2 days ago, that was the one that was valid. That was the one I took I took yesterday for like a 3% gain. But if gold closes with this buy signal today, that would be a valid buy momentum. But of course, again, you want for price to retrace somewhere around where the buy was formed, and then take the trade from there. I wouldn't recommend taking the entry exactly on the daily closure, especially because sometimes these daily candles will be moving so heavily. On the 4-hour time frame, so here is where we start considering if candles are above or below the HMA level. So for this buy right here, let's see. No, I don't see any. The only valid buy for gold I see was this one on the 4-hour, because if I apply the moving average filter, I think that's the only buy that will remain there. Actually, even that one got taken out. So there's nothing on the 4-hour if we apply the moving average filter. No valid sells, because I can tell there are no, and I like, you see that rejection we are getting on EU. I want to see those buyers that are stepping in right now. You see this long wicks, because if we can get this current candle to retrace back up, that will give us the momentum to the upside. So nothing on the 4-hour for buys or sells. So gold on the 1-hour. What do we have? There is no valid buy right here. There was no rejection of an SAR, no valid sell also on gold. I don't do this on EU. I haven't done this on EU because I try to focus on gold and US 30, but same logic. Let's see. For EU. No valid buy, no valid sell on the daily, on the 4-hour time frame. No valid sell, no. If this buy closes, however, no, this candle started below the moving average, so there will be no valid buy there as well on the 4-hour. But on the 4-hour on EU, we know we have a double possible test and rejection. This right here on EU, this was a valid buy. This was a valid momentum buy, because even if I apply the moving average filter right here, you'll see the buy that I'm talking about, moving average filter. There is that buy I'm talking about. And for this one, I know I'm trying to scale down my stop loss and TP for EU. I normally do 25 pips TP, no, 25 pips stop loss and 50 pips TP. For this one, or like the one we are doing right now, we have a 15 pip stop loss and 30 pip TP. So that's what I'm starting to gear towards. But this was a valid buy on EU. This buy candle was above the HMA. It wasn't the lowest candle of this retracement. The previous 1 to 3 candles had rejected off of EMA or had rejected off of SAR levels. So that is a valid entry on EU. Let me start marking up 15 pips stop losses and 30 pip TPs, because that's what I want to be going for FX pairs. On the sell side, nothing on EU on the sell side right here. Anyway, let's see how this EU trade will close. So EU is back in profit. So this is what I want to see. Also, I know we have I know gold is retracing, so we'll switch to gold in a little while. I know gold. I know EU is sitting on an order block. So if I go ahead and turn off all these SARs and turn on the markups indicators, we have a 4-hour bullish order block. Yeah. So this one right here, this 4-hour bullish low right there. But we also do have a 4-hour bearish high and low order block right there. So that's why we have this struggle between buyers and sellers here, because we have 4-hour bearish order block and 4-hour bullish order block. If I turn on the zones indicator, I would want to see more buyers than sellers sitting here. So we do have buyers sitting here, but you can see we do also have sellers who are sitting here. So it's a fight between these two. But what I would want to see even on the 15-minute time frame, I would want to see us take this high right here. Because if we close above this high, then we should get a spike up to the upside and tap into this other 4-hour bullish high, tap into this hourly bullish low there as well. But keep in mind where EU currently is at right now. We are fighting both buyers and sellers because we have 2 4-hour order blocks right there. Let's go back to this. So US 30. So unfortunately, so this is the 30. So let's go back to the 15-minute time frame. So yeah, even at this point, right, this was the trade that validated up here, possible break and continuation. The trade validated all the way here, but of course, this is not a trade I would have taken because it wouldn't have allowed my stop loss to be here. Also validated this SAR zone right here. So same thing. And both of those trades would be either at full TP or people who took them would be at a 1:1 risk to reward. So I go ahead and forget about them. And then I start looking for other entries for US 30. So looking on the 15-minute time frame, this is also this zone right here, these two SARs, this one and that one, that creates a double SAR. So this is a break and continuation. So same thing for this one. If this candle closes, this is a validation for a break and continuation entry. However, of course, it's not a trade I would take. I would like for US 30 to retrace to the zone that created that, which is this zone right here. So this is a possible break and continuation sell right there. So if this candle closes anywhere here, again, I would be looking to take this trade setup here. So I'd want to see a retracement, but again, if the trade achieves like a 1:1 risk to reward for somebody who takes it on candle closure, I go ahead and forget about that trade. But you can see we have another zone as well here, right? From the 15-minute time frame, we have a double SAR zone. So another possible break and continuation that's forming. So I think during the day, we'll find other entries because I do see possibly US 30 retracing back up and tapping in liquidity to come back down. But for right now, I don't see anything right here. So let's see. Give me 1 second. So this is a break continuation. Perfect. So you can see this break continuation entry. So this validated. So right now we should be dropping to the 1-minute time frame and looking for a buy on gold. So which is exactly what I will do here. So since I'm going down to the 1-minute time frame, I'm not extending my SARs. So I want, when I go to the 1-minute time frame, I need to see a live SAR. And if I do see that live SAR on the 1-minute time frame, I will be taking a buy on gold based off of that. So you can see this is the zone we had marked up. So this is that, what is it, 15-minute zone where the candle was overextended. So here in this zone, I need to see a break and continuation of a live 1-minute SAR, and I'll be taking a buy on gold. So we need a live 1-minute SAR because, of course, this is the trade we are taking, break and continuation, trade validated up here. Anybody who took the trade up here, as much as the trade was valid, red flag, and you would have automatically gotten stopped out. So now we need a 1-minute entry. Also, our EU is in and out of profit. So again, keep in mind we have, and again, we are forming another test and rejection. If you can see, we are forming, actually, we formed a couple of test and rejections. You know what? Wait. Actually, I will close out that EU trade. You know why? Because if you look at here, I guess I hadn't zoomed in too much, right? Because this candle closed under the SARs. Unless I was tripping. No. Actually, my bad. That wasn't a. Let me redraw this. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's fine. If gold wants to keep dropping, well and good, because the swing back up should be nice. This EU trade, that was my bad. This candle, the one that I thought was a test and rejection, I thought this candle closed above this SAR, but it did not. It closed actually below it, because that's what we entered on, right? The 1 hour. If this candle, if EU comes back to entry, I will close out this trade. However, there is a current test and rejection that candle that's running. So I thought this was the test candle, but this candle actually closed under this top SAR. But the other trade, the other hourly candle, was actually the test candle. So test, rejection, and the entry. So there's a valid test and rejection that's running. I know I'm using a 15 pip stop loss and I normally use a 25. So there's a valid one that's running, but this was an oversight on my end. The one that I thought was a test candle actually was not a test candle. It actually did not close. Now that I zoom in, it didn't close above. So as EU comes back up to entry, hopefully, I'm hoping it comes back to entry, I will be closing out that. So EU there is a valid test and rejection entry that's running, but it's not the one that I marked up. Also on EU, there is a valid momentum buy on the hourly that's running. So I've marked it up with a 15 pip stop loss and 30 pip TP, but I will exit this one. I will exit this one if it comes back to entry, because this trade was actually an invalid trade. The test candle did not close above the SAR zone. So anyway, I'll just observe for it on my MT4. I know we only like 2 pips in drawdown, but I don't want to hold a trade that's invalid. So gold, US 30 has been breaking all of the SARs and has not given us an opportunity to enter. But if US 30 closes down here, this is a confirmation for a break and continuation, but I'll wait for the entry right there. But gold is the one that I'm watching. So EU is coming back to entry where we entered. So I will be closing that trade at break even because it was an invalid trade. I still think EU is going to pump up. So if you want, you can hold the same trade we took and you base it off of this momentum because it's the same entry, right? Because if you're trading the momentum strategy, it's the same entry. It's literally where we entered at. But if you're basing it off of the test and rejection, it's not where we enter, there wasn't a valid test and rejection based off of where we actually entered that. So if you want, you can close EU out at break even if it comes back up. Or if you want, you can translate your entry to momentum entry. So let me see. So I'm at break even right now for EU, but I'm trying to see whether I want to translate it to a momentum entry or close at break even. What I like about EU is this wicks from the bottom, right? So keep in mind, so you see when I tell you guys, when you're trading the momentum entry, wait for price to retrace back to the high or low of the candle that gave you that momentum entry. And then, so you see here, if we draw a line, and I don't want to miss gold. So gold, we need that live 1 minute SAR. Here on EU, for the momentum strategy, if we draw a line for the low of the candle that gave us that buy signal, you can see that's where we are rejecting from, right? So what I'll do personally, I will close this current EU at break even, and then I'll wait for EU to retrace to 1.05693, and then that's when I'll enter the momentum buy. So I've closed my EU trade, the official trade that I took on the live session. You don't have to. I think it's still if you're basing it off of this, it's still a good trade. But personally, I think I will wait for EU to retrace lower and look to enter down here. So this EU trade, even though it goes ahead and hits TP, I won't count it as a win. Because again, if you're taking trades, you don't want to win with an invalid trade, because what that will do is in future, you might just be taking trades and ignoring your rules. So I would rather lose in a valid trade than win with an invalid trade. So I think EU will pump, but I want to enter EU with a valid trade setup. I don't think it's going to, if it comes back down here to 1.05694, I will enter it based off of the momentum strategy. But based off of these rejections we've had over the last 2 hours, I'm not sure we're going to get any other retest right there. So the only other trade, so there goes the gold 1 minute SAR. So what we need, I need 2 candles to close above this zone. If 2 candles close above this zone, I will be buying gold, 0.75% risk, 30 pips stop loss, 60 pips TP. So if gold wants to keep dropping, that's fine. I need this that particular SAR. Right. So US 30. So US 30 closed, right? So the trade validated down here, right? Because this is the zone. I know we have too many zones today, and I don't even like how my chart is cluttered. But we have this zone right here, this double SAR zone right here. So the trade validated down here. Am I going to take it? No, red flag over extension. So what I'll do, I'll mark up 50 pips since the trade is valid so that I know a person who entered on the candle closure, at what point would they be setting break even? So that if the trade gets to here first before any retracement, I know that the person who took this trade upon validation is already at break even and no need for me to wait for retracement. So currently what I would want to see, I would want US 30 to come first here before it goes here. So that's the probability. So will US 30 come and set and give this person a 1:1 risk to reward, or come back and tap me in on the 1 minute time frame? Also, you can see we have another zone. Okay, perfect. So we have this candle that's closing above. So this might be the break candle. So if this closes above here, I would need the next candle to also close above the same SAR level. Also here we have another setup, possible break and continuation for sell. So this is no longer possible. This is outright break and continuation. So this already validated. On the 30-minute time frame, I think we had seen some entries. We see some on the 30-minute time frame, break of this 30-minute zone, continuation. So this current 30-minute candle, so if this current 30-minute candle closes here, this would be a break and continuation of this double SAR on the 30-minute time frame. But of course, same thing, I would want to wait for a retracement somewhere up there. So let's see what's, so for gold. So I'm getting ready to take gold. No, I need a wait. I don't want 3, 2. It even looks like it's going to close below. So trade invalidated, continuation candle closed below. So no buy for gold just yet. So this continuation candle, so the break candle closed above, the continuation candle closed below. So again, nothing. And at this point, since the default extension is 5 candles, I don't think we're going to get a break and continuation of this current live SAR, unless for you guys, you want to extend this SAR and maybe do 10 candles or whatnot. So for example, here, if I do 10, you'll see the SAR extends to 10 candles, but I just like keeping it on 5 candles. There's no need for me to force a trade just because I want to trade. So what I'll do, I already know that this live SAR is invalidated. Personally, I just see it as invalidated. So I would have to wait for a new live 1 minute SAR. But for you guys, if you don't want to consider 5 candles, if you just want to consider this level, so actually wait, we might get a last chance of getting in based off of how this current one closes, because you want to make sure that those candles are respecting that actual SAR. So you don't want to be outside of the SAR parameters. So this might be the last possible entry for this gold trade. So if this closes here, I'll be taking a buy on gold, 30 pips stop loss, 60 pips TP with a 0.75 risk. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, and if we don't get this, that will be the end of the live session for today. There's really nothing else I see. Yep, so this will be invalid. Yeah, so there's nothing really, unless you wait for another one. I don't think I'll be sticking around to wait for another entry, but we have a ton of entries, right? So we have US 30, we're gonna get gold trades as well. So keep in mind, even on the 15-minute and 30-minute timeframes, gold is retracing back down, and we did have some buy zones on US 30. For EU, okay, EU right here, this is a test and rejection on the 15-minute time frame. Now, let me actually make sure it is this time, because the last time, sometimes, let me delete this real quick. Sometimes you have to zoom in order to make sure you don't get, no, so that didn't even touch the SAR zone. So the test and rejection would be this current 15-minute candle. So the previous one definitely tested and closed above. So this is a 15-minute entry on EU. So I'm looking to hop back on EU, either if EU retraces to that momentum buy. So this is a possible test and rejection buy right there. And long position. And we'll see. Yeah, so that is the setup I would want for EU. Again, I'm trying to, I want to start doing a 15 pip stop on EU and 30 pip TP, but that is what I'll be looking for EU. So in the next 5 minutes, if this current, let's see where this current, in the next 5 minutes, where this candle will close, and then we'll see where it goes. Also, let's see if gold will give us, so right, this is the importance, just waiting for those two candle closures, because right now gold can keep dropping. That's fine, because if we know it's going to keep dropping, we know if it switches back to the upside, it's going to give us a live 1 minute SAR. So we just want to make sure we are patient and following all the rules. So let's see where this current 15-minute candle will close. For this current 15-minute candle, I want it to close. With FX pairs, you can get away with the candle closing a bit far away, but you don't want to push it too much. So I would want this current 15-minute candle to retrace somewhat. In order to tab me in. And of course, the momentum entry is still running. I would want EU to come back to 1.0568. So if you guys remember yesterday on the live session, right? What did I say? If we look at structure, and you can see they did exactly that. So they completed structure, because we had a buy on EU. Where did we have it? Where did we have it? We had a buy on EU. Let's see. Yesterday, Wednesday, around the live session. No, yesterday was Tuesday. So Tuesday around the live session.
I actually caught the gold buy earlier, because I what I did, because I thought it was in kind of a critical area I was watching. So I went on the 5 minute and I caught the buy earlier before news. It was above it.
Yeah, even for us, we've been looking for buys, but gold kept breaking all of the zones. But
I just went to the live SARs on the 5 minute and waited, and it was like 2 closes above, and took the buy there.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I haven't traded the 5 minute SARs in a minute, but 5 minute SARs are actually safer.
Only the live ones. I don't, not.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I don't extend on the whatever. But here EU yesterday, if you guys remember, during the live session somewhere here. We had a buy, we had a possible buy somewhere here, but I'd said EU was looking to complete structure at 1.058 or 1.057, and that's exactly where EU currently is. So EU has already completed that structure, but you can see EU can also drop all the way to 1.053. I don't expect that. I expect that to happen soon, but I don't think it will happen, instantaneously. So maybe later on when Powell is speaking. So right now, I do consider this buy a bit, like a safer buy. So that's why now I'm willing to take this one, because I know it was where I was expecting EU to come in yesterday. So I want EU to come here. So I want whatever is happening right now, I want it to keep happening. I want to see some sort of minor retracement. We have 1 minute. So for the same one here, now is when I need to start thinking, do I want to take this trade with a 15 pip stop or 50 pip or 25 pip stop? So we do have two order blocks. We have a 4-hour bullish order block here. We have a 4-hour bearish order block. Let's see something. I think it's better. We have a 4-hour bearish low. Okay, so even a 15 pip stop would survive that. Yeah, I'll take 0.75% risk, 15 pip stop, 30 pip TP. But I want to see some retracement if possible. So 1 more minute. Gold. Let's see, gold may give something. I don't want it to go too far. Also, if we take out this highs, EU will definitely spike. This highs at 1.058. Let's see. I want a retracement. So that's the trade right there. Honestly, I want a retracement for this. Yeah, so I'm not in the trade. I'll wait for this trade down here. I don't know. I just have a feeling when you have two huge order blocks in the same zone, we have a 4-hour bearish low, 4-hour bearish high and bearish low. We have a 4-hour bullish high, bullish low. I know we do have a hourly bullish order block right there, but the other thing I'm looking at here is this zones, right? I would have preferred if we didn't have these sellers here. So which is why I'm saying if we take out this highs, we should spike up. But given the area EU is in, I just don't feel comfortable taking the trade. It's just too many red flags. In an area that has a 4-hour order block, bullish order block, I don't want to see these sellers here. Now, the best trade, which is, I think that's the one we missed, was this momentum one, because we could have taken it at the low. So at the candle that gave us that momentum. But yeah, so EU is valid. But again, I wouldn't take it as an official trade. I wouldn't even take it on a personal, just by myself. But if EU retraces to this zone, because keep in mind, I'm also thinking of my 15 pip stop. If I was using a 25 pip stop, yes, I would have taken that trade. But I'm using a 15 pip stop, and you can see this wicks right here. You can see we have a 4-hour bearish order block as well. But if you guys feel comfortable taking it, go ahead, right? You don't have to, so long as the trade is valid, that's fine. But for me, I'll just stay out of EU for now, and then I'll look to take gold trades. But for EU, if we do break this high right here and close above it, that should be an easy ride out. But do I feel any FOMO? No. I just want to be comfortable with the trades I'm taking. But other than that, unless there's any questions, that will be it for the day. I'm still looking to take gold if we do get a live 1 minute SAR. So I'm still looking to take gold. So, I mean, all is not lost. Plus, I just got my main account back from drawdown. My 200K account was in drawdown, and I know I told you guys even last week I was in drawdown like eight grand, and just yesterday I'm positive 4 grand. So I don't really want to take trades that I don't really trust anymore. Anyway, other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow, Thursday. So just keep in mind, so here, right? So on the 15-minute time frame, possible break and continuation. So this moves from a possible to an outright break and continuation. So you can see the same thing, break, continuation. So here you do the same thing, you mark up where would this person set break even if they entered on impulse or on the closure of the candle despite, and they didn't care about retracement. And then here you say you can wait for retracement here. And then so we are waiting for 2 retracements. We're waiting for a retracement here. And then we are also waiting for a retracement here for US 30 as well, which is the other zone. So there's this zone right here for US 30. So there's 2 possible, but if US 30, for example, touches this zone first, I go ahead and delete this trade because the person would be at a 1:1. If US 30 touches this other zone first before coming back here, again, I go ahead and delete the second trade as well because I know that person would be at a break even. So it's that one. I don't know, did I delete it? This is break and continuation sell. So this already validated. All right. All right. Other than that, and there goes EU, right? That's what I was telling you guys. If it broke that high, that was a nice pump up. So unfortunately for me, so like right now, even for me who's waiting on a retracement for EU that didn't take it, for anybody who took this trade on validation, this is the zone they would set break even, 15 pips. So since I'm waiting for retracement here, if EU touches this zone first before coming for a retracement, I go ahead and delete the trade and I forget about retracement because that person would already be at break even. And ideally, that's how I trade. This will help you avoid FOMO because for some people, if they see a trade that is going into profit and they wanted to take it, but they didn't, they can hop in and, you can get trapped buying the highs and selling the lows. But if you try and mark up the entries and you're like, okay, where would somebody who took it, or if I had taken it, where would have Michael said to put break even? You go ahead and set that level and wait for a retracement. And plus, you have like a bunch of trades. So don't feel bad about missing 1 or 2 trades. Anyway, other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trade safe. Bye.